What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the importance of loose streaking. We're going to go over loose streaking in general, and I'm going to show you a video example of a game where I tried a loose streak, and I'm going to show you what I did right and what I did wrong, so that you can improve on your own loose streaking when you try to do it. If you watched the last video, you probably have seen this, but just to recap, it takes this many wins and losses in a row to get the bonus gold. So 3 to 5 losses, 1 gold, 6 to 8 losses in a row, 2 gold, 9 or more wins or losses is 3 gold. Now, with that out of the way, let's start with loose streaking. Essentially, playing a loose streak seems simple at first. You put in weak units, and then you let yourself take damage every round to start racking up interest and streak gold, allowing you to hit 50 gold much sooner than your opponents. One might ask, why not open fort then? Which is actually a good question, because if you're not good at gauging relative strength of your team versus other opponents' teams, open forting might actually be an easier way to loose streak properly. The thing is, if you're able to gauge your relative strength and you get good at it, you can end up actually losing a lot less HP in the process. So where open forting usually ends up getting to round 11 with 50 HP or less, loose streaking can end up with upwards of 70% HP at the cost of a little bit of gold. So open forting would usually end up at 50 gold round 10. Loose streaking will usually end up with 50 gold rounds like 11 or 12, which is still good because you're going to save that much more HP. Now, not to mention, you're also going to be picking up units while you're loose streaking, giving you a chance at 2 stars, which means you'll end up scaling a little bit faster than the open forter. While they're still rolling at rounds 11, 12, and all that, you'll be healthier and you'll already have 2 stars so that your team will be strong enough to fight other teams. Now, another thing you could do actually is if there's an open forter in your lobby and you're loose streaking, you can actually take units out rounds 8 and 9 and try to hit, and if the open forter hits you, they're going to lose their streak, which puts them in a very bad spot. The thing is though, generally you should try not to loose streak in a lobby with an open forter, but if it is happening and you haven't hit them yet, try just opening also. It's not a bad idea. It ruins their game completely. Anyways, so in the one instance where it's actually more beneficial to open fort instead of loose streak is if there's a lot of beast warrior players in the lobby. If people have a lot of worms and werewolves, then open forting actually ends up being much better than a loose streak, because spawners end up taking too much health from you because they're going to actually get the mana to do their things while they're killing the few units you do have. But since beast warrior is not really big in the meta right now, loose streaking is actually better in general. Alright, so with all that out of the way, let's get into the video so I can showcase some of these points, some of the future points about loose streaking. Okay, so this is a game that I played on stream like about a week ago. I'm using this game because it illustrates a couple points on loose streaking that you should keep in mind while trying to loose streak. The biggest thing, let's actually just start playing this. The biggest thing you got to remember though, when you're doing a loose streak or committing to it, is that unlike that last video where I said that the general leveling time for levels 5 is on round 5, you actually don't want to level when committing to it. The reason being is that 5 extra gold is really helpful in terms of hitting the next interest point. The other thing is it's also good to pick up 1 cost units, because then you can hit interest points while holding cheap pairs that can help you start scaling once you hit rounds 11. It also helps you beat round 10, because if you lose streak and you hit no 2 stars by round 10, you're probably going to lose that round, and you probably were better off open forting, because the whole point is actually beating the golem round, unlike the open forter. So in this game, as you saw, I didn't level on rounds 5, and I sell to 10 gold interest on round 6. That's a good usual like timing to do it, because you want to, unlike a regular game where you want to be at 10 gold at round 8, you actually want to try to be at 20 gold when you're loose streaking, because that way you're going to hit 50 gold much sooner than a regular game. You're going to be at 50 gold rounds like round 12, maybe even 11. So this is actually something I want to illustrate where I said about spawners. So if you see here, there was a werewolf that spawned on me, and I ended up taking 2 extra damage over not having a werewolf. Luckily, there was only like 1 or 2 people with a werewolf, so this is not a huge issue. But if it was still a beast warrior meta, this would be a time where open forting would have been better. But in general, I thought that my heaven bomber would be good enough to kill 1 or 2 units each round, so I felt safe doing what I did. I also so this is actually where I make another mistake in a way, is in an earlier round I looked, and I actually can go back to that Oh, I actually did it there, so it's perfect. So here, this is where I make another mistake. If you look at the lobby, you see that Crazy Max has 4 1-star units. Playboy also has 4 1-star units, which means my team is way too strong right now for them, and I can't get my lose streak continuing like this. So what I should have done here is actually pull out 2 units. Could have pulled out my Swordsman and my Tusk, left the 2 2-stars, which probably still would have killed 1 or 2 units, and this way I could have guaranteed my loss streak. This is where I was talking about relative strength. You have to scout the lobby. You have to look at how strong everyone is so that you know whether you can continue that lose streak properly with the team you have. Now, I got lucky in this game. Luckily, I didn't hit the 2 weak players. I hit someone that was stronger than me, but that was a potential ruiner. Like, that could have ruined my streak right then and there. So here, we killed a couple of units, saved ourselves some health, which is exactly what you're trying to do. In the next round, I actually do the right thing, and I pull out at least one of my units. Like, I felt this, I felt like this was weak enough. Like, Heaven Bomber's gonna get 2 ult off, kill like 2 of them, and then the rest of my team's gonna die. I also sold units to get to 20 gold. So sometimes when you see someone with less units than their level, it's because they're probably committing to a lose streak. And that's really, really important when you're doing this. So in the next round, on rounds 9, I'm gonna be at 29 gold. I made a mistake here. I actually looked at other people's comps. Like, see, I'm looking at other people's units, and I felt like I was weak enough if I put in another axe to lose the round. This was a huge mistake because I really needed to keep this win streak. I mean, this lose streak, and I'll show you why on the next round in terms of gold. So if I didn't put that axe in, I think I probably would have lost this round, or I would have been close. This is so important. I can't stress this enough, how important it is to know your relative strength versus everyone. The better you are at it, the less health you're going to lose, the better you keep your streak going, the more gold you make. Now, if I ended up losing last round and I sold one of my tusks to get to 30 gold, I right now would be at 38 gold, right? From there, I could have sold, let's say, my Swordsman, which would have put me at 40 gold. Actually, no, I would have been at 38. What am I talking about? I would have been way higher. I would have been at 41 or 40. I would have been at 40 gold. So because I was at 29 gold here, I would have sold Tusk. This would have put me at 40 gold. Now in the next round, right? Let's see. Boom. So here I could have took my Ranger, hit her to 2-star. I could have took Werewolf, sold Swordsman, sold Tusk, and been at 40 gold still. Being at 40 gold would have been huge. And then from this round, once I win this round, because I'm definitely going to win with all the 2-stars I have, I would have been at 52 gold, round 11, which is pretty much about the same as an open forwarder in terms of gold, while I also would have been at like 65 HP, 66, which is huge. So that means I'm at more HP than I was open forwarding. I have better units than I would if I was open forwarding, and I have the same amount of gold. That's how strong a good lose streak is. The better you are at it, the more gold you have, and like the way it's just so good. If you're good at lose streaking, it's such a big thing in this game. Some people even lose streak until rounds 15. I don't generally do that too much because I feel like between rounds 10 to 15, if you start losing too heavily, you're gonna just bleed tons of HP. Like, if you do end up trying to go for a round 15 lose streak, try to stay above 40% HP. I feel like if you get below 40, the minute it hits round 16, people are going to be if they beat you hard, you're going to lose like 15 HP, and that's going to pretty much ruin your game. Like, it's going to end your game right then and there. But yeah, this is what I want to showcase for you guys. I want to showcase pulling units, scouting other people's things, and making sure you're at interest points. So good rule of thumb, round 6, 10 gold, round 8, 20 gold, and if you lose streak your whole way through, you should be at the 50 gold mark by rounds 11, which will put you, as you can see, here it is around 10. Let's look at how much gold everyone has around 11, just to showcase how rich we were going to be compared to the rest of the lobby, while not being that much lower HP than everyone. And the best part is we got to beat round 10 this way, which is like a really important aspect. All right, so we are in round 11. Let me pause on everyone's gold. All right, so even though we're at 42 gold, it's good, but 52 gold would be way better. Everyone has 30 gold, 29 gold. Everyone has low gold. We're barely below everyone's health. We have about the same as everyone. That's like middling. Okay, we have a little bit less, but we don't have that much less. Like, it's not a crazy amount difference, but we would have been at 52 gold, and that would have made our economy so much better. So this is why loot streaking is important. This is what you have to learn to start being a better player. If you could start loot streaking properly in most games, you will be light years ahead of the other players, and you're going to start gaining ranks so much faster. But yeah, that's pretty much everything about loot streaking. I hope this guide helped you. Another thing, only thing I missed actually to say was, once you're done with the loot streak, rounds 11 or 12 or whatever, you can decide whether you want to roll for more upgrades, or you can level up to 7 faster than everyone. That's your decision to make. It's just something you have to learn as you play more. Like, if you feel like you have enough 2 stars, you can start just leveling to 7 fast, and you'll be level 7 ahead of everyone else, which will let you roll for more 4-cost units. It'll give you better chances of rolling a 4-cost unit, which will make your team scale even faster. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope this helped out. Tomorrow I'm going to do a video on win streaking, and that one's going to be a lot more interesting because there's a lot of different things you could do while win streaking, in terms of like when you should level, when you should roll. Like, things get really wonky when you're trying to win streak for a long time. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you guys next time, and peace out.